What's up, you guys? Batjack JW coming to you. Thanks for tuning in to JW's Radio. This time around, we got some cool stuff to cover and talk about. I think it's really awesome. Some of the stuff that if you're tuned into the Combat 86 channel, you already have seen it. Anyway, some stuff coming up and everything like that. So anyway, first things first, the giveaway. The giveaway, guys. There is a giveaway in the channel. Some people missed it. Some people maybe just didn't care. That's fine. I said in the beginning, I didn't really care that if I had only 2 entries or 1 entry, it didn't matter. It was just, this was just a way that I wanted to give back to you folks. All of you folks that sit there and support this channel, tune in, watch these videos. This was just a way of me saying thank you. Springing for a little bit of that and, you know, just spending it on you guys. And gals, I guess, some of you. Anyway, one of the things I thought was cool was to, we bought this, it's called the Hunted Knife, basically, like the tracker knife that Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro had in the movie. And we thought it was really neat to buy one of these things and test it out. It was cool. I've been a big fan of the movie ever since I saw it in theater. And yeah. So went and bought it, did some stuff. We hacked up some branches and fruit and whatnot with it, and I thought it'd be neat. At least I did. Maybe nobody else did, but I thought it'd be cool to give away something from this channel, something that was used in one of our videos, and I guess I would think that was cool. I mean, I would want it regardless of, you know, whatever. It was cool because it's something from somebody's video on YouTube, and I think that YouTube and the whole thing, making these videos, is absolutely amazing to be able to share stuff like this with everybody. Anyway, along with that giveaway, I got a stack of education, and I always thought that first up, you know, we the people, and give you guys a little ammunition in a sense. This is a book about gun laws by state, so it's a cool quick reference guide that you can possibly use. So power to the people. I figured throw that in with the giveaway along with the knife, and a brand new hardcover edition of Fireworks by Jeff Cooper. Hopefully you know who Jeff Cooper is. Kind of the godfather of, you know, situational awareness and stuff like that. And a really cool, healthy book of information of the Gun Digest book of Patrick Sweeney, the 1911 guide. This is really cool because volume 2 kind of takes it into more of the modern 1911s, I guess, and they show some pretty interesting pictures in there. I flipped through it. It's a really good book. Actually, I almost wanted to keep it, but no, I'm giving it away to you guys because in the end of the day, without you guys, there's no reason of making these videos. So anyway, check that out. Do that. Get into that giveaway coming up. And also I got a private message from I Carry One, if you guys know who he is. He's a really cool guy, and he's a real gentleman with his videos and stuff, and the way he comes across and explains things. I've really been enjoying his videos. He's a subscriber of mine, as I am to him. He threw in a thing where he said that to my winner, he was going to offer up a $50 gift certificate. I think it's the ammo or something like that. So any of whoever wins my giveaway, he was going to throw that in on top of it. That's really cool that he offered to do that. Again, that's kind of out of my hands. It's in his hands. So I was going to forward on to whoever wins my giveaway. I was going to forward on your shipping address and stuff like that to him so he can get that thing shipped out to you. He's also, I think he's getting ready to do a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, so check that out. I've been kind of monitoring his channel, trying to figure out where that, you know, I guess he hasn't had time to post it yet, so hopefully soon. Anyway, but yes, mine is still running, and I think the deadline is coming up here. Got my old fancy phone here. Yeah, I don't really like the fancy stuff, so I got an old school phone. Let me see here. Okay, April. My giveaway ends on April 10th, I believe. Actually, you know what? Why am I doing this? You see? I haven't had enough coffee yet this morning. That's what's going on. I got my calendar here. I got all this stuff. Yeah, my giveaway ends on April 10th. I will also do a separate video talking about it, so make sure you get in on it. If you want to make sure the rules and everything, what it is. It's a VR video response, and it was basically saying what is your number one gun that either you chased after for a long time, or you had to have it and it took you a while to get it, being if you were, you know, money strapped like myself, or you just couldn't find it, or both, you know, whatever. Anyway, throw that in there. Of course, be a subscriber, and a shout out to the Batjack JW channel. So cool stuff coming along. And we got some other things. We covered one knife, and we got another mystery knife in the black box we're going to talk about in a little bit. So, all right, and I believe, let's see, I wrote it down here somewhere. Where did I write it down? Okay, here it is. I'm sorry. Richard Landeros, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Richard. He asked the question, and this was the only question we got. So, come on, guys. All right. Richard Landeros, he asked, the question kind of came in a little late for the last radio episode. We filmed it a little early because I had a friend over, and he joined in with me on a radio show. This time I'm going solo like we did. Anyway, he asked, being that I work in a, you know, kind of a gun shop slash archery and all that kind of stuff. He asked a couple of things. One thing, living on the island, what do I think of fishing? Oddly, I'm not too big on fish. I don't I don't like raw fish or anything like that. Weird, right? I just don't. I do. There's a restaurant in town called Quinn's, and they're pretty much almost by the water line, the shore, and they do fish and chips and stuff like that, which is pretty good. I gotta admit, it's pretty darn good. But then again, anything you bread up and fry is gonna be good. I need to go on a diet, so I'm not doing any more of those. Anyway, no, yeah, I just don't really like fish, and I get seasick real bad on a boat, and I've tried many times to go on a boat, and I've gotten sick all the time. It's just not a pleasant feeling for me, so I just don't do it. Anyway, the other thing was what are my thoughts on compound bows and recurve bows and all that, and basically bow and arrow kind of a thing. Now, before I say this, I want to make sure that I get it across. I'm not disrespecting archery or, you know, talking bad about it or anything. This is just my honest, brutal opinion, and I know you guys appreciate that. And of course, I'm probably gonna get all the archery guys mad at me for this, but my thoughts, excuse me, my thoughts on the archery stuff, compound bows. It's great for what it is. It's great for a precision tool that is great for hunting, for target shooting and whatnot. Now, if you're thinking about it in a survival situation, compound bow would not be my choice. Why? Because it requires too many tools to service this gun, or service this bow. You can tell I'm a gun guy, right? To do anything to this thing, you need to put it in a bow press. And I don't know if how many of you actually seen a bow press. I know it's a stupid question, whatever. But a bow press compresses the bow for you to work on it, and all those strings going. I think there's like 3 different strings going through the whole thing. You know, any one of those things catch a clip or a bray, or you know, fray or whatever, that thing could liably blow up like a grenade. Take a number. So to me, a compound bow is like a hand grenade at all times, and you're just hoping that that pin doesn't fall out. And so I don't like the fact that yes, you need a bow press if something goes wrong. If you need to replace a string, you need a bow press, all that kind of stuff. So it's not my choice for that matter, and it just seems rather dangerous to me. I mean, I don't know. I've seen accidents happen right in front of my face with those things, and I mean, like, it makes me feel like I wanted to be wearing a face shield, and like, and the injuries that people sustained in front of me looking at, man, I don't like seeing people get hurt, man. It's so brutal when you see, you know, the blood and everything coming out of people's hands because of some injury that they sustained with the thing. It's kind of crazy. So my choice would be either the recurve or longbow. Probably more towards the recurve, the takedown models where you can take the screws out, take the limbs off. It's really simple, and to string it, it's really basically easy. I mean, you could either do the old method way, wrapping it around your leg and stuff like that, but I've seen a lot of people delaminate those limbs. I don't know if they just, you know, whatever. But use the bowstringer, which is simple. It's just it's like, you know, a piece of rope really with two leather boots on it that kind of clip onto the edges, and you know, pull it up and you know, flex the bow and put your string on. Really easy, and everything fits. You know, by the time you take it all apart, that thing could fit in your backpack, and that's really neat about it. And it's traditional. I'm kind of a traditional guy, so mostly what we carry in that shop actually is PSE, precision shooting equipment, and that's in where? Tucson, Arizona. Oops. See, look at that, reflexes. Bumping the table, knock my paperweight down. So, Tucson, Arizona. Beautiful place. I don't know. Might be moving there. I may have said too much. But anyway. No, anyway, hopefully, Richard, hopefully that kind of answers your question. I appreciate you asking that question. It's a really good question. I like that question a lot. That's really neat. Anyway, getting back to the giveaway, I want to do a little shout out and I guess talk about it. So far for the giveaway, we got 4 entries. Really cool. That's more than I thought I was going to get. First off, we got PR Veteran. Really cool guy. That guy makes me laugh every time. His videos are hilarious. He just has a sense of humor that I don't know. It's a special breed. I really like the guy. 704 Tactical, really cool. His channel is blown up really quickly. Awesome guy. Does a lot of tactical stuff, I guess, hence his name. Anyway, he entered. Kwood 23, a new channel on the thing, getting started off. I think he broke some pretty good numbers right away. And of course, my brother, the gun enthusiast out of Texas. Gun enthusiast. These guys, like, I mean, I'm not trying to shun anybody else, but PR Veteran and Gun Enthusiast, these two guys have been with my channel since the beginning, okay? And anybody that has been there since the beginning and is still with me, that's amazing. And of course, we've accumulated a lot of people along the way that are recent subscribers, if not, but are really dedicated to the channel. They are in there. Every video that gets posted, man, I mean, they are there. Varen, he's always on there. I mean, there is just so many of you that are constantly there, and it's really great. That's why I want to do this. That's why I want to give this away and give back to you guys. Because this amazing. I never would have thought in the beginning, starting this little channel with just throwing up a couple of videos of, you know, some old revolvers and stuff. I never would have thought I'd get this kind of a following. It's amazing. The amount of views that we accumulate, and people are watching this right here. So anyway, really cool stuff. Easter Sunday is tomorrow. Got a cool video coming up for that. I thought of you know, what a great way to talk about you know, stuff for Easter Sunday and tune in. It's a Colt, right? We're talking about Colt firearms. My love for Colt. I'm kind of a Colt fanboy, so I wanted to throw that in there, talk about that kind of stuff. So tune in for that tomorrow, Easter Sunday. It's a Colt. That video will be up for you folks for Easter. So enjoy Easter tomorrow with your family and your friends and your loved ones, hopefully. So get some stuff on my shirt. All right. And what else is coming up at the end of this month? We got March 29th is coming up. Do you know what that is? Come on, I'll give you a couple of seconds here. Come on, put it in that comment right now. March 29th. March 29th, 1911. Okay? That is the year and the day the United States military adopted what? My favorite pistol. The Colt 1911. Or the 1911 in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Colt, but Colt is the original company that made it. The patent rights that John Moses Browning sold to them or gave to them. John Moses Browning was an absolute genius in gun designs, and just to imagine that all his designs and things that he made are still viable and they're being used today on the market. Can you imagine what, I mean, the 1911 pistol, it is still going. There's how many people making that gun, making it better, improving this, improving that, adding on this, adding on that, people that are still using it in any kind of service and whatnot over 100 years ago. So that's really cool. I got a special video on that. Got two different videos actually coming out on that day. One is just a talk. While I had my friend over, we decided to throw it out and talk about a few things. He brought some 1911s. I brought some 1911s out. So we got a whole table full of 1911s. What better to have that on March 29th? And also a special little range video for you. We went out and shot a original World War I issued Colt 1911 made 1918 with the United States government property stamp right on it, and shot it, banged the steel, 7 shots on steel, perfect. Couldn't happen on a better time for March 29th. Great stuff anyway coming up. So check all that out. I mean, a lot of stuff crammed into the end of the month here. That is insane. March is coming to a close, and boy, we have done a lot in March. I can't believe all the videos that we got accomplished and produced out, and April's on the way, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm talking to the friends that have helped me out with a lot of this, and what is next, guys? What are we doing? I think somebody mentioned peanut butter. all right, enough of that. Okay. All right. And another cool thing I want to thank some of the people that help us out. Especially I want to thank Patrick Regan at Badman Bullets. Badman Bullets has been very instrumental in sending us product that we need to accomplish shooting videos. So if you guys saw the 60-yard shot done with the Glock, the Alpha Wolf Long Wolf barrel that was converted, changed the Glock 23, which is a 40 caliber, to a 9mm. A good questions on two topics really on that one is the Lone Wolf barrel and how well it performed at 60 yards to shoot that steel, and also Badman Bullets is his bullets. Those are just hand loaded, polymer coated. Great stuff. Shows you just how accurate that stuff is. Anyway, so check out that video if you missed it. All right, the black box. Finally, we're getting to this. Boy, we're carrying it on, aren't we? All right, the black box. It's a knife, and currently out here, live in Hawaii with the restrictive laws. Anyway, this is something that I definitely caught my eye immediately. Oh boy, we breaking the law right away because they seem to have demonized it. Looks like a switchblade, doesn't it? And living out in Hawaii, I've always been a fan of a switchblade because of the movies, right? I mean, come on, you guys know me enough to know that, right? Really, that's what gets me going, and so we'll talk about that. Anyway, this is by the X-Bay company, and this is amazing because I always thought about this, that why didn't they ever incorporate these things together? It looks like a switchblade, has all the characteristics of one. I bought the pearl handled one because I just, you know, the more flashy, the more cool, because that's what it is. It's a nostalgic piece for me. It's an assisted opening, and it's got an exposed knurl here, and yeah, pretty fast, and it looks like a switchblade, but it's not. It is not. There is no switch or button on it, and it's got a liner lock, and you just move it to the side and close it up, and it's got this little gnarled thing on the top, and you just kind of clip it out. In fact, it's faster than a switchblade, really. That whole thing, I used to live in a state way back that you could own switchblades. They didn't look at them any different than anything else, you know, which I think, honestly, my opinion on that whole switchblade law, and if you live in states like this state that says, oh, you can't have a switchblade, you can't have a ballast on that butterfly knife, whatever, it's silly. It's strictly, to me, that's like a sandbox, third grade mentality law. It's just like, you know, it's just a group of people that they either watched what is it, the West Side Story or something like that. It's an old movie, or I don't know, probably to watch The Godfather too many times or something like that, and they went, oh, you see, look at that knife is, oh, we gotta ban that, you know. Same thing, Gun Collector 007, he did a nice string of videos on the gravity knife and how that got demonized and everything. It's so silly. It really is. And any good anybody with a little knowledge on knives, like, I mean, I'm not a knife guy, but I know enough to where I know that a switchblade, I mean, other than it's that fact that it just goes, you know, it's really, I mean, wow, big deal, you know. There's so much other better knives that can do far more damage than a switchblade. Not saying that a switchblade can't do any damage. Yes, it can. I mean, I wouldn't want to get stuck or cut with, you know, any knife for that matter. But anyway, just the way the law looks at it. And I tell you, and then when they start coming out with this assisted opening stuff, I mean, geez, you know. So anyway, back to topic. I used to live in a state where you could have switchblades. I had a couple in that state. I had to get rid of them before I left it. But you know, they're cool. I just like it. I've always liked it. And one of the movies that stands out the most to me is Chinatown with Jack Nicholson. And I believe it's directed by Roman Polanski. And there's an infamous scene where Roman Polanski comes out and he says, "Oh, you're a very nosy kitty cat there." And he clicks out his switchblade and he says, "You want to know what happens to nosy fellas?" And he sticks it up his nostril, and that was a really cool scene. The effects in it is absolutely amazing. It's a really good movie, actually. It's one of Jack Nicholson's best movies, you know, other than like The Shining and whatnot, where he was really starting to refine. But this one, he really shows he's just like he's a private eye, you know, and he's just gumshoe, and he just, you know, runs around doing his thing. Really cool movie. Anyway, but there's a lot of movies that have captured my, you know, love for these things. I'm a big horror movie fanatic, so of course the one in Hellraiser was really cool. And Phantasm 4, I'm a really big fan of Phantasm. I'm a whatever, I forget what they call them. But Phantasm 4, Reggie Bannister has one. It's really neat, busts it out right before he goes in to face the tall man and everybody. So anyway, yeah, so I'll be doing a close-up video, and showing you guys more about how this works. If you've checked out the other channel, the Combat 86 channel, I did show a little quick clip of this thing and how it works and everything like that. Nothing special. It's like 30-second video on it. Just wanted to share it with you. So those of you that are following that already saw it. Anyway, so gonna put a wrap on the radio show this time around, or the radio talk here. We talked about a lot of stuff, dragged it on enough. I'm sure you guys are tired of it. So with that in mind, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you tuning in to this this video and watching it. It's been getting a lot of good reception, really, from you folks. I appreciate it. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you later on